Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, May 16th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got Google rethinking search. Google may replace Reddit with its own discussions beta, Search Console annotations, and so much more SEO, PPC, and more news. You definitely want to stay tuned and watch this video. And I'd like to thank Wix. Wix has amazing stuff they do across web and CMS and all that stuff. They have a Wix SEO hub, Wix Studio. Check that all out. And this is the last time, at least for this contract, that Wix is sponsoring. I deeply appreciate all the sponsorships over the years. And we'll have a new sponsor taking his place soon. So thank you, Wix, and thanks again for everything you've done. Okay, so Google search ranking volatility wouldn't be a video if I didn't start with one. We had search ranking volatility on the 12th and 13th. I'm seeing some search ranking volatility again today on the 16th. I'll dig into more of that over the weekend. We'll see what's there. But I'm definitely seeing some volatility again on the 12th and 13th. It seemed pretty big, and we'll see what happens on the 16th and so forth. Again, Google I/O is coming up, so we are expecting some new stuff from Google. Will it cause volatility or not? We are not sure. Google's Department of Justice leaks are all over the place. Their documents are floating all over the place, and SEOs are having a whole lot of fun with it. Of course, obviously, investors and other places are having fun with it as well. And in one of those documents, Google said that Google is currently rethinking their search stack from the ground up, with LLMs taking a more prominent role. No surprise there at all. They said they are thinking about how fundamental components of search, ranking, retrieval, display, SERPs, can be reimagined given the availability of LLMs. So this is going to affect everything from the ground up, according to Google documents that were released in the Department of Justice. Talking about changing in LLMs, Google's testing AI overviews in more regions, specifically in Turkey, Sweden, Netherlands. We saw that in other languages as well, like Farsi and so forth. This was spotted by a bunch of people. So definitely take a look at that article. If you are going to see more AI overviews in different places, it probably will be fully rolled out around, I would assume, I/O, where Google's going to probably say AI overviews are now more available to more regions and more languages. We'll see. Google's testing AI mode buttons in the Google search box, so not AI overviews, but AI mode buttons in the Google search box. So we saw an example from Damien, who saw that they were showing, instead of the search button on the right-hand side, they would add in the Google search box AI mode. And then we also saw Google replacing the I'm feeling lucky button with AI mode. I'm not a fan of replacing the I'm feeling lucky button, but again, Google's testing what they're testing. And they really are trying to push people into AI mode, even though it's currently a beta, but I suspect it will be less of a beta next week when Google has AI I/O. Also, Google is testing a new feature that may replace Reddit. It's called Discussions Beta. This was spotted by Nicholas McDonald, who basically saw searching for certain types of basketball games, that there was a Discussions Beta widget there that you could click on, add your own comments, see other people's comments, and maybe, just maybe, this might go ahead and be a way for Google to replace Reddit. We've seen Google test third-party integrations all the time, highlighting other people's content and then overtaking it with their own stuff and their own features. Of course, obviously, the most visible one is Yelp, with Yelp reviews, including Yelp reviews in their local results, and then obviously replacing them with their own reviews. Vijay noticed that Google is testing a new button called Shuffle. This is for AI-generated answers. His queries around things to do and things to do in places where if you don't like what you see, you could generate a new AI-generated answer by clicking Shuffle, and it will shuffle the search results to something new, which is pretty cool. Nice find there. Google, on the Department of Justice leaks, also spoke about a lot of different ranking factors and signals. They said Nav Boost is not machine learning. It's just a big table of data. Brett Tapke pretty much uncovered a lot of this stuff. It also goes through things around clicks, of course, and handcrafting results and what that actually means. It goes through anchors, body, clicks, topical stuff. It goes around things around Q stuff, Q-star, rank embed, twiddlers, page rank, and so much more. So definitely take a look at this article. I posted on it on May 13th at seroundtable.com. Also, a little more of a little nugget talking about clicks and link position. And Google has said they had to make an adjustment to whatever, math they do to say that if a site is at a higher position, it probably will get more clicks. It doesn't mean it's actually better. And they have to do an adjustment to adjust the clicks, whatever links and whatever clicks, ranks, ratio, and position to handle that. So again, Google talking more about click data and how that may and may not impact Google search results. And then we had a 18-year-old Google search engineer vet, Ryan Moulton, who we covered multiple times here, go off on a significant rant on the antitrust case with Google and monopoly and so forth with the Department of Justice. And he basically says, this is the second time I've seen my work cited prominently in a major lawsuit against Google, and I have to say it has not given me a lot of faith in the court process around issues like this. And he goes through a lot of stuff debunking it. After I covered it, he went ahead and made those posts private, although I embedded them all and have a screenshot of them all. So if you want to take a look at that, you can. May 13th at SEOroundtable.com. It's a pretty interesting to read, to be honest. Google Search Console is releasing a new feature adding annotations. It's one of the top requests that SEOs have been asking for a while. They want to be able to annotate the Search Console performance reports with whatever they want to put in there. And this is a really big deal. I've seen people notice that they're testing it. I confirmed with Google that they are indeed testing it. It's not rolled out to everybody, but hopefully you'll have it soon. We will see when that's going to be released. But again, Google is testing this annotations features in the performance reports in Google Search Console. Google said stop using different URLs for the same image. If you're posting the same image on new blog posts or new content, don't change that URL. Use the same image URL because it was saved for crawl budget and other reasons. Google said this in a Google document update, so that's important. I'm surprised people actually use different image URLs, but I guess it makes sense because they just drop it into their CMS again and again and again, but we'll see. Google has released a new feature for device targeting controls in Performance Max. Google said this is coming early in January. Now we're seeing some people, not everybody, starting to see these device targeting controls for PMax campaigns in their Google Ads console. Not everybody's seeing this, but this was spotted by Thomas Excel, and it seems to be slowly rolling out to more and more advertisers. Google seems to now be rolling out their ads funded by label in the Google Ads My Ad Center section. When you click on ad to learn more about that ad, it will tell you who's funded by. The weird thing is Google said they're only going to show this to you when the advertiser is different from the payer. And in this case, from Anthony Higman, the advertiser and the payer are the same people, and they're showing it for both, which is fine, I guess, but I'm surprised they're showing both because their policy said they wouldn't. Anyway, Google also confirmed they called it a rare Google Ads reporting bug that led to over-reporting of click-through rates. This was spotted by Brad Geddes from BG Theory, who basically spotted this, and then Ginny Marvin replied that yes, they noticed this issue, and it's a rare issue, and it should be resolved, or it's being worked to be resolved. So if you are noticing this, there is an issue with over-reporting clicks on some specific situations. Google also had a leak with the Google Marketing Live's documents. Again, Google Marketing Live is their annual Google Ads event, and they had some internal emails about the last year's performance in 2024 of that. Again, Google Marketing Live is actually coming up next week on Wednesday. I'll be there, hopefully live in person, but we'll see. But in any event, it goes through like weird things from Googlers talking about how the event went, and it talks about how advertisers were not that excited about PMax and their frustration among advertisers and being pushed into advertisers feeling they're being pushed into fully automated systems. And they're just willing to go along with it. So it's pretty interesting read. Doesn't really say anything crazy, but it's just weird to see Googlers talking about advertisers in that sense. Google Business Profiles launched a new display feature called What's Happening. It pulls from Google Posts and also from your social media profiles across X, obviously, which is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so forth. And it will pull that into your this What's Happening section, which kind of highlights what's going on with your business and features that more prominently in your Google Business Profile display. Google Maps announced a bunch of new data in their transparency report, specifically saying that Google Maps had 999 million reviews posted in 2024, 752 photos and videos posted in 2024, and 94 million edits published in 2024, which is a lot of stuff going on with that. We also covered a month ago the Google spam efforts and enforcement efforts, which they also have this in this transparency report, but I didn't see these numbers in the original report that Google sent over, so that's pretty interesting numbers. Google Maps is adding insights, ratings, and reviews from more sources. This is from like Michelin and Golf Digest and other places where they're actually including more information in the Apple Maps feature, which is pretty cool. So Apple Maps is getting a lot more data rolling out soon. Bing Search is going to be retiring their APIs for the Bing Search API and the Bing Search Custom Search APIs. This is starting August 11th. They're telling people to use like the AI APIs, which doesn't really make so much sense. But again, that's going away. If you are using the Bing Search APIs, it's going away August 11th. And finally, big news, Google updated their Super G logo, and it's more of like a gradient type of effect. I'm wondering if this is specific to I/O, and maybe that's going to go back, but I don't know. It seems to be, Google really hasn't commented on this. A bunch of blogs have covered it and noticed it, but there's a little gradient change there. Yippee-doo. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. If you're at Google I/O next week or Google Marketing Live, looking forward to seeing you there. And everyone have a safe, healthy weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.